Hi, welcome to GetOutToGarrapatta.org. My name's Will, and in this first video, I'm going to try to give you an idea, a little bit of an intro into the world of adventure motorcycling. I'm relatively new to it myself, but I've learned a lot in the little time I've been in it, about a year and a half now, and most of all, I've learned a real love for it, and I think there's a lot of fun things about it, especially living in the West. There's a great amount of opportunities to really get out there and explore the world on two wheels, and I think this is a really great way to do it. So without further ado, I'm just going to give you a kind of a walk around of my motorcycle, which is the Honda NC700X. It's a good example of a motorcycle for the adventure riding motorcycle. It's a little bit abnormal. It's not the most common one, but partially that's because it's pretty new. But it also functions really well as a daily commuter motorcycle. It has a kind of a Swiss Army knife of motorcycles, if there is such a thing. The NC700X has a lot of really good features that make it just an everyday usable motorcycle, and also with some slight modifications, it's the kind of motorcycle you can take just about anywhere. So I'm going to show you kind of a few things about it, and it can be some things that you can look at and just kind of see what an adventure motorcycles can be like. So without further ado, take you just for a quick walk around here. This is 2012. It's the first year it was over here in the States. It's been in Europe for a while. It is a Honda. And one of the first things you notice about it is, it's kind of largely plastic. It looks like, some of the other street bikes you see on the road. But it has a few different key characteristics. For one, it's taller. Right now, it actually has a center stand, so it's kind of up level on a center stand right now. Hopefully you can see that down here. And one of the things you'll see is that's a modification that we've done, but that helps aid in maintenance and tire repair if we get a flat off-road. We also have a folding gear shift lever for the almost inevitable thing time I put it down. Unlike street kind of motorcycles, it's almost accepted that you're going to put down a adventure motorcycle at some point or another. So crash protection and making sure you can get the bike out of wherever you're at is key in modifications that you're planning. So things like folding gear shift levers and crash bars and things like that. The bike may not come out as pretty as it started. In fact, mine's not as pretty as it once was, but it's certainly still functional, and the scratches just tell a story. So that's one of the good things about it. I have back to the bottom here, I've got a little wider foot stand for the being in dirt. Helps give the motorcycle a more secure feel when it's on the side stand in dirt. Over here, I've got those crash bars I was talking about. Crash bars just do exactly what they sound like. They kind of just add some protection to the bike, keep that radiator up here secure. And then down here, of course, I've got a skid plate. As for those rocks, you'll probably hear that bang around a couple of times here and there. That's just to keep everything that's down there nice and important intact. Also, I've got handlebar guards, basically. So these come with some black wind deflectors. They're just not installed right now. But that just helps keeping my brake and gear shift levers intact the way they are. Of course, there's a nice little shot of our ride logo for Get Out to Garrapatta. Just taking you around. I have installed on the bike what they call more of a dual sport tire. You've got a lot more tread here in this direction. Just take you around a little bit more, and that tread will help give you a better bite on the dirt while still being nice and effective and sticky on the road. These are Avon Distancias, pretty good little tire, nice and sticky. Windshield just to kind of cut down some of that air blast when we're riding. And furthermore, modifications on this side, really more or less just the same as the other side. And then a tire. This bike is more or less stock. Just a few bolt-on modifications is all it's taken to really transform it into kind of even more of a Swiss Army knife of motorcycles. But there's one little thing that makes this motorcycle real unique. And this particular motorcycle very unique, and it's a lot of fun. It's super useful. We call it the front trunk, or just the frunk, if you will. Unlike most motorcycles where your gas tank is in the front, then the NC700, you have a nice, big, pretty cavernous storage locker. It's big enough to fit a full-size helmet right down in there. And from that point, I can, when I'm using this as my daily commuter, I can take it and ride to work with my lunch in there and get out of work, put my helmet inside, take my lunch inside, go to work, come back, do it all the reverse. Really works out nice. Then they do, somewhere there's got to be fuel, I suppose. So if I can get it to open up here. There we go. The fuel always comes, and this motorcycle is right back here in the back. So it works out pretty well. Thankfully, the other nice thing about fuel when it comes to this motorcycle is the fuel economy. It's a 2-cylinder inline engine, very modern engine, fuel injected, all that computer controlled. It's actually half of the engine out of a Honda Fit. So it's very fuel economy friendly, about 70 to 75 miles to the gallon. That's the nice thing about adventure motorcycles. When you get gas mileage like that, it's real easy to go places because just doesn't cost you anything. You can go about 210 miles on about $10 worth of gas. That gets you a lot of places really quick. So the last thing is, and every motorcycle you find out there is different. A lot of guys do have loud exhausts. I personally figure if I'm going to be out in the middle of nowhere, I don't really need big loud exhausts. I like to stay nice and visible to other drivers when I'm out in when I'm not out in the middle of nowhere, when I'm cruising the streets. So in this case, I've kind of kept my motorcycle pretty quiet, and I think that's good, friendly for myself, my hearing, and friendly for those around me. And I think a lot of other adventure riders do the same. Just to give you an idea. That's all it is. Pretty quiet. But that's one of the things about adventure riding that's kind of nice. People tend to be pretty conscious of those around you and your environment, which is good. I think we could all use a little bit more of that. But adventure motorcycling is a great way to see the world. Great way to see just what's around you, and I highly recommend it to anybody. If you're looking to get into this motorcycling area of motorcycling, maybe you're new to motorcycling altogether, or you've been in it for a while and you want to try something new, this is a great bike. It's a bike you can use every day, a bike that'll take you just about anywhere. There's a lot of other options out there too. You'll see some more on the ride that are coming up. Keep out and keep watching us for other riders and seeing how their setups differ, and everyone's different, and that's great. That just adds more variety to it. So hope you enjoyed this. There'll be more to come. I'll do some videos maybe on camping gear. As you can imagine, motorcycle camping is a little different than camping in a car, obviously with space concerns and things, and maybe in protective equipment. So we'll talk about a few various other things. And if you have any questions, let me know. Feel free to get in contact with us through the website, and I'll be happy to do whatever I can to answer it. If I don't have an answer for you, I'll find out from someone who does. Thanks a lot, and ride safe.